the JetBackup tutorial series. In this video, we'll cover the destination section, exploring each available destination type, briefly discussing how to configure and manage destinations, and the differences between each available option. But before we dive into the different types of destinations supported in JetBackup 5, let's briefly go over the two backup engines available in JetBackup. Introduced in JetBackup 5, our team has developed a new JetBackup engine that utilizes an internal indexing database that keeps track of all backups generated and incremental changes between each backup. This allows JetBackup to support incremental backups for a wider range of destination types. It also allows for faster, more versatile, and efficient backups by storing the metadata of each set of backups locally, which addresses some limitations on backing up data with non-standard permissions and configurations, as well as removing the need to compare data for incremental backups between the source server and a previously generated set of backups. Additionally, this new engine also leverages object-based storage, where data is stored as objects with unique identifiers in a distributed flat structure, which is best suited for storing large amounts of static data that are accessed infrequently, such as backups, improving backup accessibility, storage scalability, and cost effectiveness. On the other hand, our legacy backup engine utilizing rsync is still available for users who prefer the simplicity of a traditional file system and compatibility with older systems. This engine utilizes hard links to support incremental backups and compares incremental changes directly from the destination. However, it lacks support for newer destination types and does not have the features and performance improvements found in the newer backup indexing engine. Now that we have a brief understanding of the differences between each backup engine, let's now go over and review the destinations section. First, let's navigate to the destinations page in JetBackup. In this section, you'll see we have a list of our currently configured destinations. In addition to this, we have an overview of the destinations as well as a few tools to help us navigate our destination list. First, we have the Create New Destination button, which will open the Destination Creation menu. Let's go over some info provided to us in the destination list using our local destination as an example. In the first column, we have the destination name, in this case demo. We can search destinations by name in the top right box if we need to. In addition to this, we have the job type and destination type columns. Job type will indicate whether a destination is a clone destination or a backup destination. Our demo destination in this case is a backup destination. The type column will show us what type this destination is. Destination types include any of our supported destination types such as SSH, S3, Google Drive, FTP, or others, and in this case, it's a local v2 destination. Next, we have our disk info, which will display the total amount of data used and available on the destination, as well as the last time these statistics were updated. These statistics are not available for all destination types, as some will not report their usage or available space. Following the disk info, we have the owner of the destination. The owner field specifies which account in the hosting panel owns the destination. This can be helpful as some users will want to configure different destinations for each reseller's backups, for example. After the owner, we have the jobs assigned and read-only fields. As we allow backup jobs to share a destination, the jobs assigned field indicates how many backup jobs may be assigned to the same destination at once. Read-only will either be set to a yes or no, as in this case. Read-only is used for accessing destinations owned by other JetBackup servers. As JetBackup is locked from writing to destinations owned by other servers, if we want to, for example, move an account to a new server, we'll need to add the destination containing that account as read-only to the new server. Finally, we have some toggle switches. A green switch on any of these columns indicates the switch is in the on position. Starting with enabled, this will simply enable or disable a destination. A disabled destination cannot be used to make new backups or perform any restores, but does not delete the backups from the destination or affect any data on the destination. The visibility switch will toggle the destination's visibility to any users other than the root user. And last but not least, we have the JBConfig toggle. This toggle is a very important one, as a destination will need to be toggled on to be creating JBConfig backups. These config backups are vital to the disaster recovery process, and we'd always recommend at least one remote destination be keeping these backups, as storing them on a local destination risks them being lost in the case of a disaster. Now that we have gone through the available backup options in the destination page, let's now explore the various destination types supported in JetBackup 5 and how to configure each. Please feel free to jump into the associated chapter with the destination type you would like to configure. A local destination is our most basic destination type. Local destinations will simply save backup data to a specified local directory on the same server. This backup type has the benefit of no I/O or network overhead, as it doesn't need to transfer any data off the server. To set up a local destination, we'll open up the Create New Destination menu. From here, we'll need to specify the destination directory and then click Save. On the Destinations page, we can then see the destination has been created successfully. Additionally, the differences between local and legacy destination options are worth noting. Standard Local uses the enhanced JetBackup engine to create and restore backups, and Local Legacy will utilize standard rsync. SSH or Secure Shell destinations are storage destinations created using the SSH protocol, with backups created by either JetBackup's indexing engine or our legacy rsync option. This is our preferred and recommended destination type as it supports all features, such as incremental backups, that allow you to make the most of JetBackup. Additionally, it's worth noting that destinations like rsync.net and Hetzner storage boxes are also supported as SSH destinations. To create an SSH destination, we'll navigate to Create New Destination menu from the Destinations page. This will open the Destination Creation menu, and we can select SSH or SSH Legacy from the drop-down plugin list. If we haven't installed our plugin of choice, we'll be prompted to install it here. After installing, we can go ahead and fill in the necessary fields. For fields specific to SSH, we'll need to provide our remote host, SSH port, and username. SSH destinations support both password and private key authentication methods. In this case, we'll use a password to authenticate to our destination. Once all the fields have been saved, we can click Save and verify that we see our new SSH destination in the destinations list. FTP or File Transfer Protocol is a standard network protocol used for transferring files between a client and a server on a computer network, typically the internet. It is one of the oldest and most widely used protocols for file transfer, offering a straightforward method for uploading, downloading, and managing files remotely. To create an FTP destination, first we'll navigate to the Destinations page, and then from here we'll select Create New Destination and select FTP from the Destination Type drop-down menu. If we haven't installed the plugin, we'll be prompted to do so here. Once the plugin is installed, we can fill out our usual fields such as our destination name and then the desired directory. Then, for FTP specific fields, we'll need to set in the remote host, as well as the username, port, and remote password. Due to limitations and performance restrictions with the FTP protocol, this destination is considered unsuitable for incremental backup jobs. As such, we recommend using an archived or compressed format for this type. SFTP, which stands for Secure File Transfer Protocol, is a network protocol that provides secure file access, file transfer, and file management over a reliable data stream. It uses SSH, Secure Shell, for authentication and encryption, ensuring the confidentiality and integrity of the data being transferred. To configure an SFTP destination in JetBackup 5, first make sure that you have a Linux-based SFTP server set up and accessible on your hosting server. Once you have a working SFTP server, open up JetBackup 5 and navigate to Destinations, and then to Create New Destination. Under the Create New Destinations page, select SFTP on the Destination Type drop-down field. Here you may be prompted to install if you haven't installed the plugin already. Once installed, you can go ahead and fill in the rest of the fields and configure the options available for the destination. Some important fields to take note of are your SFTP credentials, maximum concurrent threads, and the number of retries. We also highly recommend using a non-root user with the specified home directory to limit access to your SFTP destination, but for our demonstration we'll use root anyway. And just like FTP, we always recommend using an archive or compressed backup for this destination type. Google Drive is a cloud-based file storage and synchronization service developed by Google. It allows users to store files in the cloud, synchronize files across devices, and share files with others. To configure a Google Drive destination in JetBackup 5, navigate to Destinations, and then to create new destination, select Google Drive on the Destination drop-down field. Here you may be prompted to install the plugin if you haven't already. Once installed, you can go ahead and fill in the rest of the fields and configure the options available for this destination. You will also be required to provide an access code to authorize JetBackup to store and read files to your Google Drive account. Just click on the Request Access Code button, and a Google Authorization app pop-up will appear asking you to log into your Google account. Once you have completed configuring your Google Drive destination, you can go ahead and click Save, and this will create your Google Drive destination. We'd also like to note that Google Drive imposes certain API limitations and performance restrictions that make it less suitable for incremental backup job types. For optimal performance, we highly recommend limiting one Google Drive account to one JetBackup server and consider using archive or compressed backup jobs with this destination. Dropbox is a cloud-based file hosting service that offers file synchronization, personal cloud and client software, and it allows users to store and share files in the cloud, access them from anywhere, and collaborate with others. To configure a Dropbox destination in JetBackup 5, we'll navigate to Destinations, and then to Create New Destination. And then under the Create New Destinations page, we can select Dropbox from the drop-down menu. You may be prompted to install the associated Dropbox plugin. If so, go ahead and click Install Now. And then once installed, you can go ahead and fill in the rest of the information for the fields. And then we'll configure any options available to us. For this demonstration, we'll leave everything as default. You will also be required to request an access code. Once done, you can copy the access code to your clipboard and paste it in the access code field. And then from there, you've completed configuring your destination. For this destination type specifically, we always recommend your backup jobs take a archived or compressed backup job format, as Dropbox limits the amount of files that can be uploaded at once. OneDrive is a cloud storage service provided by Microsoft that allows users to store, sync, and share files across multiple devices. To configure a OneDrive destination, we'll again navigate to Destinations, and then to Create New Destination. In this menu, we'll select OneDrive under the Destination drop-down menu. You may be prompted to install the necessary plugin before continuing. If so, we can hit Install, and then after installing, we can go ahead and fill in the rest of the fields needed to create the destination. In addition to this, we'll need an authorization code. We can get this by clicking Request Access Code, and this will generate an authorization pop-up, which will ask us to log into our OneDrive account to generate the code. Once we've pasted the authorization code, we can save the destination and verify our destination is now listed in the Destinations page. An S3 compatible storage destination refers to a cloud storage service that follows the same application programming interface or API standards as Amazon S3, but can be provided by any vendor that chooses to follow these standards. To configure an S3 destination, we'll navigate to Create New Destination. Here on the Destinations page, in the Destination Creation menu, we'll select S3 Compatible. If we haven't already installed the plugin, we can do so here. In addition to the standard fields, we'll also need to specify our vendor. JetBackup lists some of the most common S3 vendors here by default. However, if your vendor does not show up here, no need to worry. It's likely still supported as a custom vendor and will function the same. In our example, we'll create a Wasabi S3 destination. S3 destinations require a few unique fields, starting with our access and secret keys. These can be found in your vendor's control console and just need to be pasted into these fields. We also have a field to specify the bucket we're saving our data to, and we can paste the bucket's name here. Finally, we have the region dropdown, but this field can vary between vendors. We'll keep the default for the rest of the fields and save our destination. After doing so, we can see our new S3 destination listed on the Destinations page. Thanks for watching our tutorial on destinations in JetBackup 5. In the next video, we'll go over backup jobs, which will include the setup and function of backup jobs, as well as various features such as schedules and filters for your jobs. Please visit jetbackup.com/tutorials for a full list of helpful videos to guide you through setting up JetBackup to best fit your needs.